All right, what's going on, everybody? In today's video, I want to talk about the top 5 benefits of NOFAP. So the first one I want to talk about is you'll have a deeper relationship with the Lord. You see, in my journey, right, on retention, so I've been retaining now for, I want to say, a year and a couple months now, and I'm just going and going and going. I just been noticing that like my discernment from the Most High God has just been getting better and better and better. Like I remember I used to be so afraid of rejection. Now it's like, yo, I don't really care about rejection. I remember there was a lady I was talking to, right? She kept acting all funny, kept playing games on me. So I'm sitting down there, I'm like, Lord, what's going on here? Like, why is it that why is it that this is not working out? He told me she's not the one, but I didn't want to listen. I wanted to entertain the fantasies inside of my head. But what ended up happening is the more and more I got closer to God, man, the more and more I got closer to God, I see a photo of her and she's sitting on another guy's lap. She said she's single and she said she was a virgin. She's sitting down there saying that, I never been with a guy before. I never did anything. I mean, it was this, that, and the other that I did. A guy touched, my upper chest area. You know what I'm saying? But I never did anything. And she kept saying that over and over and over again. And in my mind, I was like, okay. Like, I wasn't trying to condemn her. I wasn't trying to shame her or nothing like that. But it was crazy how she kept saying that. Because in my mind, I'm just sitting down there and I'm just like, what is she talking about? You know what I mean? What is she talking about? But the second benefit is this. You have mental clarity. I'm able to think straight. I'm able to get up early in the morning. You practice this journey. When you practice this journey, you will start to have more mental clarity. You won't overthink things. You won't have to write everything down. You'll just remember everything up here. And it's just such a powerful journey because what society is teaching men is that a man is nothing worth than what's in between his pants. So when a man starts thinking up here instead of down there, he will tap into a whole nother level. He will start tapping in with God. Now, I'm not going to sit down here and say that you'll become a God. I'm not saying that. But you'll start to get a higher intuition, a higher vibration with the Most High God. He's going to start talking to you on a more spiritual level. You'll listen to certain music and it'll start to hurt your ears. You'll look at certain movies. It'll start to hurt your eyes. You'll see things on IG and it's just like, wow, this is just wickedness. This is lust. This is perversion. You know what I'm saying? That's what you'll be telling yourself. And the reason why you're saying this, the reason why you feel so uncomfortable, right? The reason why you feel so uncomfortable is because you're living a righteous life. And the third point I want to make is inner peace. So when you walk and talk with the Lord, you're going to have inner peace about you, man. You're going to have a lot of inner peace about you. And people are going to be like, dang, why is Caleb's skin glowing? Dang, why is Caleb just, nothing seems to be bothering him. You know what I'm saying? Nothing seems to be bothering me because I believe that the Lord has everything taken care of. When I was trying to sell my mom's house, I was like, what am I going to do? Where am I going to live? I had the finances, but I just couldn't find a place to stay. And then when I just sat back, I just left it in prayer. I fasted on it. I just left it in God's hands and I repented and I said, God, I'm sorry, Please forgive me for not trusting in you. You know what happened? He gave me a place to stay. And it's affordable and it's nice. And you just started realizing the more and more you start talking to God, the more and more you start following his law, and the more and more you keep denying yourself, what's going to happen is this, right? What's going to happen is you're going to start following the righteous path, and that peace is going to be within you. So there's going to be certain people, right? I truly do believe this. Certain people are going to try to tap in and steal your inner peace. A lot of people are going to try to tap in and steal your inner peace. And the truth is this. The more and more they try to steal your inner peace, you're going to start realizing like, yo, it's just not worth it. I don't really like this woman no more. I don't want her nowhere around me. Because guess what? Even though you was lusting, even though you was horny, even though you wanted to, get with this young lady, right? You start realizing the more and more you start finding out about her, she's not good for your soul. You see what I'm saying? That's what happens when you follow this retention journey. And when you start following the Most High God, you start realizing like, yo, this woman just not good for my soul. I gotta let her go. And friends, family, you just say, yo, we just gonna go our separate ways. I don't hate you. I don't got a problem with you. But like, we gotta go our separate ways because you and I are just, we're not on the same level. So the fourth point I want to talk about is, man, you just got a clear vision and a purpose. When you have a clear vision and a purpose, you don't even really worry about everything else that's going on. You know what I'm saying? You don't really worry about everything else that's going on. Like, there's chaos all around you. You may lose all your stuff. Like, all these things start happening, but you have so much peace, right? You have so much peace, and you know you're following God's plan. It's like with Job. Job was going through so many trials and tribulations, but at the end of the day, he still kept his faith in God. His wife told him to deny God. His so-called friends kept on trying to say, there must have been something that you did to upset God, Job. And it was crazy. Like, it's just so crazy because, man, oh man, it's so crazy because, yeah, we want to sit down here doing whatever we want to do, going outside of the will of the Most High God. And then we wonder why we feel so lost and why we feel so distant from God. It's because we want to keep living in this unrepentant sin of PMO. And the more and more we keep living in PMO, the more and more we keep looking at things we have no business looking at, the more and more we're going to keep feeling distant from God, man. It's just that simple. Like, the more and more you tap in with the Holy Spirit, the more and more you tap in with the Most High, He will give you a clear vision and He'll give you the purpose just to keep on going. Even when you don't even feel like it, you just know, man, I got to get on my vision. I got to get on my grind. I got to get on my hustle. The Most High wants me to do this. He could easily choose somebody else, but I just thank God that He chose me. Fifth point that I want to talk about is there is no desire to chase after a woman anymore. Like, fellas, there's no desire for me to chase after a woman. Like, I tell myself, you know, that woman could or could not be my wife. But if she ain't my wife, it's all good. Because I believe that, you know, at the end of the day, if I keep doing the right thing and following the righteous path of the Most High God, God is going to put me in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? And when you put your faith and your trust in the Most High God, He will take you out of the wilderness. He'll take you out of the darkness, man. But the more and more you keep following the world, the more and more you keep going to bars, clubs, strip clubs, things like that, entertaining sexual immorality, the more and more you keep doing that, I'm going to let you know right now, man, you are not going to keep hearing from God. It's going to be a lot more harder to hear His voice. The scripture says, be still and know I am God, for a reason. It says that because it's our guidance. See, the Bible, you got to look at the Bible as a guide to keep us out of trouble. And you also got to look at it as God giving His love letters to us to show that He loves us. It's like your father, right? Your father never wanted to discipline you. Fam, your father never wanted to discipline you, but he had to discipline you because if he didn't discipline you, then you will always be getting into trouble. And then you wouldn't be the man you are today. And many men are lacking fatherhood. Many men are lacking on that real, true, higher power. Many men are just lacking men in their lives in general. And when you don't have men around you to tap into to be like, hey, look, this is what I'm going through. Can you help me out? When you don't have that center hold, when you don't have that centerfold, that foundation with the Most High God, you'll always meet the wrong kind of people. And the more and more I tapped in with God, He started showing me like, yo, this is for real right now. Like, this is for real. Like, I've lost friends. I've lost family. Like, I've lost women, all kinds of stuff. And the funny thing about it is, since I've been retaining and since I've been following God, but most importantly, since I've been following God, I got stressed that enough, man. Since I've been following God, He been showing me, bro, it's not wise for a man to chase after a woman. No, don't get me wrong. You should pursue a woman that you like. But if you get to know her and she's of the world, you got two options. You could, one, lay a firm foundation and say, look, listen, this is the lead that I'm doing. I'm choosing ye this day to follow God. And she'll follow you on that righteous path. And maybe, just maybe it'll work out, but most likely it won't work out. Or two, you got to go your own way. Because a lot of men, I get it. A lot of men, they like challenges. A lot of men, they like to change a woman. A lot of men like to shape and mold a woman into their own image. And that's your business. But did God tell you to do that, though? Because, the truth about me is that I don't believe in being unequally yoked. So if I'm with a woman and she's not a woman of God and she's not following the scriptures, what I've had to realize in my single journey is this. The woman that I've been around, it didn't work out because, well, guess what? It wasn't meant to be. And I'm not saying I'm this perfect, holier than thou person. I'm just a sinner saved by grace. But there's just some things that you just don't need to put up with. And when you're on this retention journey, there's no desire to chase after a woman. And there's no desire to chase after a woman. There's no desire to change a woman. So if she wants to keep living in her ways, you just let her go. You just let her be. Because I believe there's just some things you just don't need to be explaining. You know what I'm saying? There's some things you just don't need to explain. Like if shawty don't want to get right, she's just not going to get right. And it is what it is. All you can really do is pray for her. But you got to be careful, because the truth is this. A woman that is filled with lust and perversion and is exhibiting Jezebel-like characteristics, or she's like a Delilah, or she's just not right for you, you got to be very careful. Don't call her evil. Don't call her a name or nothing like that. I'm just saying you got to be careful, because not every woman got your best interests. And not every woman is really out here following God. A lot of women will say that they Christian. It's true. A lot of women will say that they Christian, fellas, but they're not really following that walk. So you just got to be careful. That's all I'm trying to tell you. So yeah, man, those are the top 5 benefits of NOFAP, man. So take care. God bless. Like, subscribe, and watch the video, man, and share it to other people. Peace.